Minister, I want to raise a very specific issue in terms of the transition, the climate transition, and that is the situation facing our taxi drivers, our public service vehicle drivers, of whom there's about 20,000 whose livelihoods depend on cars. And they understand, and they are quite happy, that the future will be electric for taxi drivers. But they have a big problem. In order to purchase an electric vehicle, it costs a lot of money. 60, 70, 80,000 euro. And the maximum grants available, you'll get about 20 or 25,000. Those same drivers have lost pretty much 2 years' incomes and opportunity to save because of COVID. And many of them, thousands of them in fact, their vehicles will no longer be licensable at the end of this year. Some of them are not licensable already because they go over the 10 years. So they haven't got the money to buy a new electric vehicle, and because of the 10-year rule on taxis, they're out of business. But, and this is important to note, those cars will stay on the road, but just not as taxis. So the 10-year rule does not do anything for the climate, doesn't do anything to reduce the number of polluting vehicles on the road. It simply puts taxi drivers out of a livelihood. So they are asking for an extension on the 10-year rule, because apart from anything else, and this is another critical point, there are no electric vehicles for them to buy, or very few, that are suitable for taxis. So they're asking for an extension on the 10-year rule to give them the time to accumulate the savings in order to purchase the electric vehicles, in order to make the transition to an electric taxi fleet. And obviously, some additional grant support beyond what is currently available would also be helpful, but also for there to be time for actually the electric vehicles to come on stream, because at the moment they're not there. So that's a plea on behalf of the taxi drivers. It's very real and tangible. They deserve a just transition, and that extension should be given.